All right, guys. So, what has been probably one of the most volatile weeks, and as many have said, most unpredictable weeks of the year so far, I've actually managed to hit it on the dot all week long. See, all you need is one stock that you're comfortable with, right? And ETFs are usually a good one to go with. A lot of people pick specific stocks like Tesla, Nvidia, AMD, things like that, where, in my opinion, as far as I've seen, it can go either way, where you might be right, but then they don't really tend to be moving in one direction, and then you end up losing money very easily. My go-to stock is SPY, right? So when we were here on the 23rd, we saw the morning started off as SPY falling like crazy. 10 a.m. This is how they looked, right? So now I went ahead and found really cheap 5 cents contracts on SPY. I entered the 420 put, and brilliant. You could see as the day was progressing, right? And then there was a little bit of a comeback moment, but of course, as soon as I saw two or three green candles, I went ahead and took profits, right? You have to sell some, like I think I bought 10 contracts. I sold eight of them right here because it was already really good profit. This all these red candles was already 100%. And then it started going back up, so I just held the two I was holding because again, I was joking that day. I vividly recall joking that I hope we can copy paste this red segment right here, attach it to the end. And lo and behold, that's exactly what happened. Heavy, heavy, thick, big volume red candles showed up. Everything dipped big time. It was beautiful. The day ended with it going up to 0.26, and not just once, but multiple times. Okay. So up here was 0.26. Okay. So down here was 0.05. You could have, I started the day here, sold some here, picked it up again, sold some here, picked up more at this point, and then finally ended the day. It was wonderful. Like SPY puts were printing like crazy. Even look at it, even near the end of the day, it's like you copy pasted the same thing once again. SPY puts were everything that day, and it was guaranteed because look at how the day ended. 0.26 is this picture. It went green, green, green. It went all the way to zero point 0.4, and that was actually where I closed the last two runners I had before the day ended, and that was it. Now, yesterday, another really strikingly problematic day, right? Because of course, Russia invading Ukraine. But SPY is my thing, right? And everyone has their own thing. You don't have to be doing SPY, but I feel like SPY is one that's most predictable, most easy to chart and follow. So that's what I do. People trade options on whatever they're comfortable with, and that's perfectly fine. SPY is my thing. So yesterday I announced a couple of things. I was like, all right, so we're looking at how the morning started with green candles, even though it had dipped pre-market, it had dipped far too low, right? Far too low, almost hitting 400. It was at 410, the lowest. We watched it and we saw that green candles are coming in. It was clear now that Americans are trying to come back in and buy the dips and stuff, right? And big whales, rich people, big time investors, they're all trying to come back in and buy what's happening here. So I went ahead and said, I was like, all right, we're going to get into SPY calls. I also announced that we should buy stocks, right? Pick up stocks. Like yesterday, we picked up Tesla. I got it at 742, right? So that's right here. I picked up Tesla at 742. I just got one on my small account. I use Robinhood for my small account, Thinkorswim for my big account. So here, 742, it's at 816 now. Wonderful, right? That's what's up. Like you want to pick up discounted Thanksgiving sales on things like that when it happens, regardless of the reason why it's happening. That part isn't really relevant to you, whether there's a war or something. A lot of conversations going on about whether or not people should be buying Russian stocks now that Russia's stocks are pretty much sank. Sure, you should. The conversation of, oh, you're supporting Russia if you buy their stocks. No, you're not. No, if you're buying Russian stocks and it makes you money, you're supporting yourself. You're just supporting yourself. Whether or not Russia versus Ukraine is happening is irrelevant to you because what can you do about it? And on top of that, if anything, Ukraine should have known they're no match for Russia. So at that point, like I really often just don't get it when someone who's a bully can demolish you, comes and asks you for your lunch, you have to give it to them. You just That's the very unfortunate sad truth. I hope that the casualties aren't going to be too bad and everything works out fine and things end quickly, because it's just so unnecessary. But either way, keeping it to yesterday, we looked at SPY. It was breaking 420. It was doing really well. I predicted it would break 420 by noon, but it came back down before it could do that. However, nonetheless, the day ended big time green. Look at all the green candles showing up, right? It kept going. Contracts went up more than 500% yesterday, like literally no joke. So we had this on my Thinkorswim account right here. You can see some of these contracts going up 200%, 200%, right? This is before the day ended. And then when the day ended, a lot of those were even up 500%. We can see that right here. If we go to monitor, look at SPY, um, right here we're seeing this now. They're up plus 325% on these guys, right? From 10 cents to 0.39. It was up even more before the day ended, but there was a tiny dip back down before the day ended, so 300%. And then the other screenshot, let me go back to Discord, this one right here. You can see this is up 700%, right? A contract that was super cheap. I bought it at 9 cents. So the problem with cheap contracts is it doesn't take much to go from 9 cents to zero, right? But then what are you going to lose? Well, if you bought one of 9 cent contract, you don't have much to lose. And I bought 10 of them at $90. Most I could have lost was $90. But when they start flying, they really start flying. And I love cheap contracts. Cheap contracts are everything. Fridays are especially great for that because Friday has the cheapest premiums of almost all the contracts. So this is going up 700%, took $90 easily straight up all the way to a $640 profit. Right? That was nuts. That was nuts. And this morning, SPY is higher than it was yesterday. So we're expecting it to be even more profitable once the morning begins in another 9-10 minutes. Now, what are we looking at today? Well, basically, coming back to here, I'm trying to get a new layout for myself on Discord. I mean, on the live streams. So the empty black areas are where I'm gonna put things. Probably open up Finviz and bar chart above me, and on the bottom area, maybe have my watch list there or something. We'll see. I'm gonna work on that layout. But yeah, this morning, very nice movement on SPY. Right, so you can see this was yesterday, and then overnight not much happened. Then this morning it has dipped a little bit, but it came up a lot. Right, so now it's up at 429. We're looking for it to reach 435. That's what this indicator up here is about. See how that goes. I like looking at the minute candles, but 5 minute candles show you better. 15 minute candles are even more predictable of the trend. Like, for example, if we look at the 15 minute candles for yesterday, this area, you can see there's a lot of green candles. So that tells you that the majority of the movement, 15 minute candles means that one candle is summarizing. Every candle is 15 minutes at a time. So this is showing you basically that majority of the movement was green, right? But early in the day when you don't really have any candles to look at, I prefer looking at the 1 minute candle. It's just that it can get a little annoying because it's a lot of candles, but it shows you what's happening minute by minute, right? And right now, all we're seeing is this chop. It's not any unilateral movement per se. Once the market opens, this could fall down a little bit, but chances are things are just going to fly up a lot more. Either way, I'm probably going to close all my positions on SPY as soon as the day starts, and then open up new positions, possibly swinging them into Monday. I expect the market to be even greener by the time we reach Monday, right? And you can see like the indices pretty well off in green areas, right? Here the banks are a little red, but other than that, most of the things we care about, the power movers of the market, are all green, right? Pre-market. So that pre-market sentiment usually carries onward into the market once the day starts, especially given the situations we're in where things are not really, the best they've always been. So this little group of red candles here did cause it to come down from the high it opened at 431. That's the highest it's been. But as the day progresses, it should come back up to where we want it to be, and then we should be good to go on today. So that's basically it for right now. Now stay on the Discord, check out the alerts I'll make. I've already posted the stocks to watch, right? So remember, these come from Finviz and bar chart, telling you what has the most momentum today, what's really killing it today, what looks like it's going to keep moving today. These are limits. Remember, your levels really matter because these levels are resistances where the stock might turn back down from, right? And these are supports where it might bounce back up from. So if you're buying puts or calls, you want to sell most of your position before it reaches that price value. And then the charts and everything are all up here. So I'm going to go ahead and get ready for today's trading, and then later tonight I'm going to post about what's happening, and I've got a lot of education videos coming up about how to trade better, be more successful without the crazy length of a lot of the videos that are already on YouTube where they go too in depth and then it gets way out of hand. I just want to make a simple how to trade for dummies. That's really it, and keep it real straightforward with, of course, proof of how that works out. So good luck today. Enjoy your Friday, and I'll see you guys later on.